All right, guys, welcome back to the newest Yoast built video. So what we're gonna get into tonight, we have the CSX back in the shop, nice and empty. We have its motor waiting for it. So if you go back a few videos ago, you will see us building the short block, has all the DCR parts, has everything inside of it. You'll see us building a head, valve job, ports, everything. If you notice, we never put cams in this motor. And we never put the oil pan or oil pump or water pump or tensioner or timing or anything like that. So in this video, we have to finish the motor. It needs a rear main seal, needs its water pump, needs its timing setup, needs its cams. So what we have over here on the bench and what we've been waiting for is this is the old motor right here. This is the oil pump off the old motor. But what we really needed was this dampener because ATI for the life of everything. And yeah, we had a slight problem getting these bolts out, so I had to drill them and, you know, pull them out. Not the best thing to do, so we need to order new bolts for this. So we won't be starting the car up in this video, but at least we will get it together. If you guys notice right here, these main bearings do not look too fantastic. These either. You can see all of the metal that went through this motor. Surprisingly, this crankshaft doesn't really catch your finger. So the crank took the abuse and it really didn't mess anything up too bad. The cams out of the motor have grooves that kind of catch your nail on a few of the lobes. So we will not be reusing these. And the part we've actually been waiting for was this OE oil pump from Millings, OE style. We have all of our gaskets right here. So we should be able, in this video, to get everything together, transmission, clutch, flywheel, everything back in the car and send this thing off to get wired. Hope you guys enjoy it. All right, guys, so I just want to show you guys something real quick while we have all three of these oil pump parts. So this is our Stratus Caravan EDZ style oil pump. This is a factory srt4 off of a 04 motor, I believe. And then this is the Millings pump that we just received brand new. So I'm going to point out a few things that are different. And so if you guys are building any of these, what you can change, what you can't change, and the differences between them. So we'll start over here with the worst pump by far. This pump was never designed for boost or anything, so the flow and everything is probably designed to be a lot less than a turbo motor. If you guys have ever wondered if you could switch srt4 gears into a non-srt4 2.4 pump, the answer is no. So this old school pump, the oil pump gear is smaller, so it does not fit in the housing. Not possible. So another thing that you'll see is different is this retaining plate right here, which actually holds the oil pump together. Doesn't fit as well. Not even close. Won't line up no matter what you do. No way that is going to line up. Now, if you have this OEM oil pump and you order one of these Millings oil pumps, you're going to notice something different. I'll let you take a few seconds right here, look at these two oil pumps to see if you can notice it right away. I noticed it pretty much off the bat. So when you think of your oil pump, your oil is coming in through here. This is the, the feed, which is basically the pickup that's down in the oil pan. And right here on this factory pump, there's no bolt hole, which they look like they have added over here. So right there is what's actually, holding this back plate to your oil pump, keeping the pressure in here. Your gears are over here. This is our boundary billet gears, which we're going to add to this oil pump that is brand new. So yes, we bought a brand new oil pump just to take it apart. The reason we did that is because of the scarring right here and the scarring on this gear. We do not want to destroy brand new gears, putting them in an old crappy pump. So you have an extra bolt. So this has its 6 bolts, this has its 7 bolts, and this, like I said, is completely different. It's not even the same, but it uses the same style pickup. and the bolt holes are of course in the same spot. So there are, from the outside, they look exactly the same, besides that your oil pickup is here, and on this your oil pickup is on your actual oil pan. But you know, internally right here, everything, you know, is similar. They bolt up the same spots, but there are a few differences. I just wanted to show you guys that. So, you know, if you ever questioned if you could put SRT4 internals into one of these older style pumps, you cannot. And another thing you'll notice is, because this pickup is on here instead of on the pan, you could see how kind of wallowed out this hole is. And this is an NOS, so this is a factory oil pump. Look at the SRT4 pumps. This hole is so much larger, and this hole is even larger than this one. So this will have, you know, more pickup, more flow from the pan, and you can just notice, look how nice that is compared to that. So just a little, you know, FYI, if you ever wondered what you can swap back and forth, now you know. Now let's get to putting this motor together. All right, guys, after that little time lapse, what I showed you was DCR. Daryl Clark's Racing also recommends, note, submerge your lifters in 1030 oil for 1 hour before installation. Well, they've been in there for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. So oil's in there. There's a pot of oil, clean pot. And on the time lapse, two things I didn't show you is scraping the whole surface. I know a lot of people like to paint the blocks, and then what they do is just put the oil pump onto that. I don't ever recommend that, because if it doesn't get a good seal right here on this basically oil O-ring, and just a little bit of the paint makes it leak, you will have a oil pressure mess, and then you're gonna have to take the motor back out of the car and scrape it off anyways. So you might as well do it while it's out of the car. So you see I got the oil pump on, got the water pump on. This last bolt on this motor doesn't go in until your motor mount goes in. So, you know, we have to wait for that one. And then we got this new tensioner right here. This is actually a Gates timing belt kit. So this and the belt over here all comes in this fancy box right here. So if you want to know what it is, it's a something WP265C. I don't see where the serial number is, but this is the OE global supplier of timing belts. So right now what I'm doing is putting the cam sensor on those cams. I also already installed these lifters, so now I need to install the cam sliders, which I believe we have the PTGT ones that we took off of this motor. So I'm gonna put those on, put the cams in, get the caps on, and then the top end of the motor I can seal it up. Actually, no, I can't until I do the timing, but I can close it, flip it over, get the oil pan on, get the oil pickup on. So I'm gonna put you guys back on time lapse and get all of that done. All right, guys, so we have our 2.4 bottom end, 420A head, all assembled, oil pans on, valve covers on, it's timed, everything is good. It just turned about 4:30, 5 o'clock in the morning. So I'm gonna go get a nap, get a shower, and get back to putting this together tomorrow. So you guys are gonna see it in the next couple of seconds, but it will be the next day, the next time I see you. All right, guys, welcome back to day 2 of this video. And we are gonna get this motor in the car. So right here we have the trans waiting, the clutch and flywheel are in the back of the car. And something we ordered that we haven't actually discussed in any of the videos is we ordered a factory style steel flywheel for this car. Before we were running one of those aluminum flywheels, and I know if you guys have ever seen the video of that CRX where the flywheel flies out of the car because the car is turned up really high on boost. The inertia of a steel flywheel doesn't really hurt a turbo car or a car that makes a lot of torque. Those aluminum flywheels are kind of dangerous once you get to the 450, 500 foot-pounds of torque and a car that you're gonna, manually shift and launch, because if it flies apart and you don't have a trans shield or anything like that, it could potentially come through the car and hurt you. So we went back to a steel flywheel because we do plan on turning this car up pretty high. So we're gonna have factory steel flywheel, ATI dampener, everything you've seen DCR set up in the block, DCR lifters, forged pistons and forged rods, and we should, be able to get to our goal of 600 horsepower, which, well, 700 horsepower will be 800 crank horsepower, that goal. So let's get on a time lapse. Let's get this motor and transmission together and get it in the car. Quick side note, if you notice, I was wearing a ankle brace in the last video and some of the time lapses. I actually hurt my ankle on the hill behind the house when it was raining the other day. So feeling a lot better today. Just wanted to give you guys a little heads up. Yeah, if you saw me limping around, that's why. All right, guys. So it's been a few hours now. We have all of the belts, accessories, brackets, everything painted. They were purple and all kinds of crazy colors before. So we have our mount on this side, we have our transmission on, we have our clutch on, we have our flywheel on, we torqued everything down. We actually torqued everything down properly, unlike many times before where we just send it with the impact gun. We have all the bolts and the trans to the motor besides the front mount. So we're gonna do the, when you're at home by yourself and you don't have a lift technique of putting this motor and transmission into the CSX. So first step, of course, get your motor in front of the car. Second step, put the car as high as you possibly can. Third, slide it under there, let the car down on top of it, jack the motor up into place, put your transmission side mount on, then jack the motor up on the driver's side or the passenger side, put your driver's side mount on. It's kind of the technique. Let me put you guys on a time lapse while we actually do this. All right, guys, so after all of that work, let me go into a little detail of exactly what happened, what changed, what we did to modify everything. So the old motor was, I believe, 7 or 8 to 1 compression. It did have forged rods in it. They were like 600 horsepower rated rods. It had no strap kit. It had no billet gears. It had a all motor style oil pump, the Stratus oil pump. So the pan and the oil pump are different. So, we had to change all of that. This head has standard size stainless steel valves, whereas the old head had 1 millimeter over valves. The head now will have Crowder Stage 3 turbo cams, whereas before it had Crowder Stage 2 turbo cams. Same clutch. We went from a Fidenza aluminum flywheel to an OEM steel flywheel. The transmission is already built, already has an LSD in it, already has synchros in it, already has bronze or brass shift bearings. That transmission was built by the Turbo Dodge Trans shop. A guy named, or he goes by the Pap built. He built the transmission for us. We're still using the same turbo manifold. The intake manifold is actually inside the car. Axles are all in, alternators on, starters on, clutch, everything's hooked up except you can see the radiators in, intercoolers in, manifolds in. The turbo is actually at turbo bay because the old motor put a little bit of metal through it, as you can see by the bearings and everything. We sent the turbo off to get inspected, gone through, replace whatever was bad, because we don't want to put any material out of the turbo into the new motor. Let's see what else. The main reason why we're stopping right here, and this is going to be the end of this video, is this car is going to get shipped to our tuner that tunes all of our Turbo Dodges, which is Mr. Stephen Morris, and he is going to completely rewire this car. It is getting a standalone. We plan on having one of those digital dashes for this car. We plan on traction control, boost by gear if we can, or boost by speed, or some fact or function of that, so that this little 2,500-ish pound car with this built motor doesn't just blow the tires off all the time. You know, this thing is, if you guys don't know what a CSX is basically a upgraded Shadow. It's just Shelby edition of a Shadow. It has like a custom grille, custom front end, side skirts, lips, all kinds of crazy stuff. Ours is all brand new suspension. All the bushings are brand new. We've literally pretty much rebuilt this entire car from the ground up. This is our, I would say, toy. This is more of our toy. Our other CSX, the red one, if you guys have wondered where it's at, still in Florida. It's getting shipped up here. That is more of our OEM, you know, style car. But hope you guys enjoyed this video. I shot this whole video in 4K, so if you go down into the little settings on YouTube, upload it, you might be able to watch it in 4K. It depends on the rendering or how it comes out, but you should be able to watch it in 4K. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you're enjoying the Turbo Dodge content. Lavaka's over there. I'm still up in the air with wiring. I kind of want to completely delete the whole original harness and just go with a standalone harness that literally has a switch for the fuel, switch for, say, a headlight and a tail light, and just ignition. I kind of want to make it, you know, it's already kind of a strict race car. I might go the extra step and make it full race car. There's no, you know, turn signals or anything like that. So that's kind of what might go on with that. But the CSX, what we're going to do is throw this thing in a trailer, ship it off. You'll probably see a video of us driving over there or dropping it off and checking out some of our, you know, Turbo Dodge tuner Steven's projects. He's really good. He's a really good tuner, man. He's helped with the Spirit RT. He actually tuned it. He was helping, or he helped tune the ACR Neon as well. So everything's not worked out 100%. We're going to change a few things on all of the cars, you know, to get them ready for Sadak. That's kind of our end goal. Our end goal is to have this and the Spirit ready for Sadak. If you don't know what Sadak is, it's basically the Shelby Dodge meet where all Shelby Dodge style cars are invited to come out, have fun, do an autocross day, a drag race day. There's a meet, there's a hotel where everyone hangs out with and kind of has like a good old week together. So that's the plan for this thing. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. I'm done rambling now. Till the next one, as always, you guys are the best.